Indicated that it was the wow factor, although we've been wowed a lot already today, for this particular conference. And I have to say, I'm surprised that the sacrificial lambs are already lined up there. Those of you who have been here before know what I'm talking about. Those of you that don't, well, you know, if you live through it, it's good for you. Truly, it is part of this event that everybody appreciates because you go back to B school and you've got Professor Durrani as your stead. You will have the expertise of professionals to help you with your businesses. So you lucky four, you really are in hot seats, but good seats, the best seats, because this will be such a worthwhile event for you. So let's present Mr. Adnan Durrani, the teacher of the Entrepreneurship Showcase.
Thanks a lot, Susan. I was hoping with what I did, first of all, Assalamu alaikum. I didn't hear you as another comment to say Assalamu alaikum. That's right. Now everyone's waking up after coffee. And I wanted to say that last year after what we did, I was hoping I wouldn't be invited back if I was harsh enough and tough enough, and instead we got the opposite response. So it goes to show you best made plans don't always work out. We're going to change it a little bit this year, the format, and I'll go through that in a minute. I also wanted to give you a little bio on our panelists. First of all, of course, Mr. Tariq Farid, who's somebody I admire greatly, the founder of and president and chief executive officer of Edible Arrangements. If you haven't heard of them, where have you been? They've been around since around 1999. Tariq started very humbly and built it into a very robust enterprise, over 300 million in sales. He's been named, he has so many awards, it's just awesome, but he's basically been named as one of America's fastest growing privately held businesses. He's won many franchise awards, for example, just the annual Franchise 500 ranking for the past 7 consecutive years in a row. And in February 2009, Tariq was named again, after being named also in 2008, as the Entrepreneur of the Year by the International Franchise Association. And in 2009, he was also given the Ernst Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Please come on up and join the panel, Tariq. And Moo Shaib is our next panelist. He's the CEO of LoanMod. And Mr. Shaib is a business consultant. He specializes in loss mitigation, private placements, business retention, neighborhood stabilization. While he was serving as LoanMod's chairman and CEO, he co-founded Aleph Advisors, a boutique advisory firm focused on helping U.S. companies overseas. And prior to that, he practiced corporate law at the famous law firm of Proskauer and Rose in New York City. So he's been interviewed by Fox Business News, so we know he's been through thick skin with Neil Cavito, so that's why he's a perfect panelist for our panel today. And he's featured in various publications, including Forbes and America.Government, Washington Post, and he was also with the Columbia Business Law Review. A hand for him, please. And then every panel has to have their high-tech entrepreneur, and we're blessed today to have Haroon Mokhtarzada. He's a co-founder of CEO Webs Inc. Haroon co-founded Webs in 2001 with his brothers Zekhi and Idris while still studying economics at University of Maryland. And he had his JD from Harvard Law School, so we won't hold that against him. It basically started with just $2,000 in a single server in a single closet, and today Webs is now the world's largest website building solution, serving over 40 million users. And he also co-founded SGN, the social gaming network, which was spun off in 2007. And I'll ask Haroon to please come up and join the panel. Okay, so we have 4 presentations today, and Good Earth Potato, Modern Need, Essential Health International, and Solid Productions. And what we're going to do is a format where the presenter is going to present for basically 4 minutes, and I do have my timer on me, so I will give 30 seconds notice, and then after that you're cut off. No soup for you if you continue, basically. No halal soup anyway, unless it's Zafran Rhodes. And then we're going to have basically two of the presenters, since there's 4 presentations, it's not enough time for all 4, but 2 of the presenters at a time will chime in for 1 minute each for clarifying questions back and forth with the presenter for 1 minute each. And then we'll have dialogue of 4 minutes with the whole panel, open dialogue between the panel and the presenter. And then we'll have closing comments by the panelists, the 2 panelists assigned to the case, for 1 minute each. So you got that? It's 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, and 2 minutes. And during the closing comments, the presenters are just supposed to zip it and listen to the advice, the closing advice of the 2 panelists. So at this point, I'll invite our first speaker to come up, Ahmed Suleiman from Good Earth Potato.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed Solomon. First, I would like to thank the esteemed panel and the AMCC organizer. Such a great honor to be here. And thanks for the opportunity to share a little bit about Good Earth Potato. And as you know, I'm limited in time here, so I'm going to dazzle myself quick. Before we dig in, the inspiration behind Good Earth Potato and what started out as a personal journey to look for a healthy Muslim place has led to the creation of Good Earth Potato. In 2006, Americans spent over $140 billion on fast food, and we are yet left with very limited options. Options designed to put profit ahead of consumer health, contributing to 73,000 annual foodborne illness and 5,000 foodborne deaths in the United States alone. We saw the need in the fast food market for a healthier concept that will cater to mainstream and accommodate the Muslims' needs as well. Okay, our concept. Okay, our concept is to provide consumer with high quality, customized meals to fit their dietary preferences and unique taste. Step 1, you pick your potato, whether it's a sweet potato or a white potato. We fluff it with butter and sour cream. You pick 3 toppings from a large variety from over 47 healthy hot and cold toppings. And also we serve chopped salad. It begins as much in the same way. Step 1, pick your lettuce, iceberg, romaine, spring mix, or spinach. Step 2, you put your 5 favorite toppings. Next, we chop the salad, and you pick one of 15 different low-fat and regular dressings. I'll talk about our team now. This thing is not cooperating, I guess. So our team now, Claudia Hartwig, she is the person who came up with the concept and fine-tuned all our recipes. She brings over 10 years of retail food experience. Myself, I have a variety of business experience and background, including sales, marketing. I work with different businesses through my company, Summit Management Group. Edward Kwan, he comes from a finance and marketing background. In addition to our team, we also surrounded ourselves with industry operators and reputable business consultants with a great deal of experience. With this collective effort, in 2008, Good Earth Potato was founded and opened in Essex County, New Jersey. In 2010, second location was opened in Bergen County. And also in 2010, we started offering a complete franchise system. And this year, 2011, actually this month, we signed our first franchise contract. The same year our company was founded, the United Nations declared 2008 the International Year of the Potato. The International Year of the Potato aimed to raising awareness to the potato as a contributing factor to secure the food system in the world, helping country conquer poverty and hunger as a stable crop. Also, as you can see here on the screen, I have a nutritional comparison between a plain chipotle tortilla, that's one of the most healthy concepts in the market. So we choose to compare between the tortilla, plain tortilla, nothing on it, and a plain potato. As you can see here, it's very low in fat and very high in vitamins. There is no comparison between the nutritious value.
Down to 15 seconds.
Okay, now I have the part we're waiting for, the financial performance. It's the last 2-year performance for one of our newer stores. As you can see here, year after year, we have 35% increase in sales. And as you can see, our cost of goods actually increased because we switched to better ingredients and we switched to free-range chicken, naturally raised, no hormones, and vegetarian fed. Okay?
Can you hear me on the mic? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, your time is up now.
Okay,
Okay, sorry.
shall I share the benefits?
I'll give you 15 seconds.
Okay, the benefits, we offer a wholesome dining options. We use our purchase power to encourage our vendor to be halal certified. Our social responsibility lies in making profit, being socially responsible, offering better solution in the food market. And what we want to say here, Good Earth Potato, it's actually a perpetual everyday solution to not just a discrete event one time happening. No, it's a system can be implemented everywhere. I have my 1 year and 5 years plan if you would like me to share.
That's okay for now.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Thank you. Okay. I'll ask Tariq to comment for 2 minutes for clarifying questions, and then I'll do the same.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum salam.
Great job. So the first thing I wanted to say was, I know Claudia's here, right?
Yes.
So, you know, behind every great concept is a great woman. So what I wanted to do was, I like her to be up here with you, you know, so if you don't mind, while I'm asking you questions, she can just walk up here. She can just stand here. I think we need to recognize her because I think this is great.
Absolutely, thank you.
So just...
Claudia, if you can come up then?
Come on up. I know you're going to try to shy away from this, but when you've done this, you can't. So,
Tariq just got 15 extra seconds.
so excellent. We'll give you a spotlight then. So, so are all the meats halal or no?
What we have now, actually, we are focusing on a different aspect of being halal because halal is being focused lately on the way we slaughter the bird. But halal is the way the bird being raised, the way the bird being fed. And what we have now is free-range chicken. It's slaughtered by Muslims, so it's a halal the way it's
understand.
slaughtered.
Let me just the other meats. You only have chicken? You only do chicken?
No, we have chicken and we have halal ground beef, but it's just halal. It's not organic yet.
Well, I understand. No,
So
no,
we
it's
are-
okay. No, I was just saying. So if I go in there, all the meats halal.
Yes, it is.
That's all. And then what's the total investment for opening the location?
It depends on the location and the previous condition. It could be between
like,
200
what's
and
your
400.
range? What's your range in the
200 to 400,000.
And then who did your documents, franchise documents?
I use one of the biggest consultants, MSA and Associate. You are familiar with MSA and Associate?
Oh, you,
Michael
Michael
Said?
Said.
Yes.
Okay.
I use the Georgia office, so it's Keys Carleton.
Okay. All right. And then the sales that you're showing, are you continuing to see the same trend in the sales increase?
This is 2010 and 2011.
And is the franchisee seeing similar growth to what you were doing?
We just signed one contract this month.
It's not open yet.
Both of these two locations is ours. The first franchise contract not open yet.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's all I have right now. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'll continue with clarifying questions for 2 minutes as well, if you want to time that.
Do I keep the timer?
If you want, yes. So you mentioned that your sales are around 340,000 estimated for this year. Is that with the 2 stores you currently have?
No, that's single store.
That's 1 store, but you mentioned there's 2 stores now, right?
There's 2 stores, yes.
So what is the second store doing?
The second store is doing 150. It's not in a good position. When we start, none of the landlord will talk to
Okay,
us.
and then what is your estimate for the second store for next year then?
I should see at least 25% increment.
And the $340,000 that you're doing currently with that store, is that the order counts that you mentioned in your slide, is that based on that store only?
That's correct.
And how many products are you selling in that store currently?
I see 3 different line of product: the baked potato and chopped salad and homemade soups.
And you mentioned your ticket size is about $8. Is that at the $340,000? Is that the same in that store as well?
Yes, it's $875.
And is that with the free-range chicken and the organic products?
That's correct. We did not raise prices when we switched to free-range halal.
You didn't raise prices. Okay.
No.
So how did your margin change from where it was before to where it is now?
Our margin, it changed because we have purchase power now. So what we're doing, actually, we have a minimum payroll.
So what was it before? What is it now?
No, in the first year, we just break even. We lost about $1,000. And in the
No,
second,
but I mean, what was your margin, not your net income? What was your margin? What was the gross margin on your
Our
product?
gross margin in the first year was about 70%. This year is it's almost, I would say, 62%.
So it's an 8% drop in margin, basically.
That's correct.
You mentioned the thought that your CapEx per store to start at about $200,000 to $400,000 a franchise. What are you assuming your new franchisee is going to pay of that?
What they are going to pay?
Yeah, what's their commitment?
All of it.
All of it, okay.
Yeah.
In terms of your locations, how did you choose your locations? You have 2, you have another one to open up, you're estimating to
Yes.
open 4 and then 20. So how are you choosing these locations?
We're choosing this location. In the beginning, we open anywhere because we don't have any negotiation power. Now, we start understanding more the psychographic of our product. So we use affluent, high traffic area, and most high educated area appreciate the healthy food.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, Adnan, I wanted to say time's up. No.
Okay, well, we're going to have open dialogue now with the full panel for 4 minutes. At this point, the presenter can ask any question he wants of any of the panelists, and there can be dialogue back and forth.
Sure. One of my first question will be, we have a high demand on our franchise system. So I was wondering what's the right medium to look, or how we can onboard a strong franchise scene. Franchise team will support our expansion or to support our franchisee.
How you should do that?
How we can attract talent.
You mean talent franchisees? Or
Corporate office team.
If I was doing that, I think you have a great concept.
Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to go by and kind of eat one, just to confirm that. So I really think that you should spend all your energy on making your product and your restaurant great. I don't think you are ready for the challenges that the franchisees are going to bring. And not that you shouldn't do it, because if you have a great product and you built a great base, you'll grow. I mean, people will automatically seek you out and you'll grow really quickly. The challenge is that if you're trying to balance 2 things, it's going to be really difficult, because you have to remember, when you bring on franchisees, you bring in a bit of an entrepreneurial, somebody who wants to be entrepreneurial, and it's going to be very hard for you to control that. So I would really focus more on making the locations more successful and getting your systems really solid. And I don't know how solid. I mean, MSA is a great company. I mean, I know Michael Seid personally. So I'm sure they consulted you, but only you two are really going to be the backbone, and you two are what people are going to buy and what they're going to invest in. So I think, I'll have some other things that, I'll tell you, but I would say that's not really the challenge you should be focused on right now.
How I will respond to the demand.
Demand for franchising?
Yes.
I mean, just in case people want to, just because people want to buy your stuff doesn't necessarily mean you sell it. If you hold them back to say, no, hey, we're preparing. I mean, we had people come to us in the beginning who want to buy a franchise, and I told them, I'm not ready. I'll talk to you next year. Because I knew the day I sell to them, the next day they're like, okay, how do I make money? I was like, wait, I'm trying to make money first. Wait, I don't know yet. So I'm trying to figure it out. So there are a lot of challenges that come with it, and when a franchisee is going to invest in you. So you have the demand, which is a very good problem to have. Very good problem. You shouldn't, you should tell them, hey, and they will only respect you and honor you more when you say, wait, give us a little while. We're figuring this out. We're going to start with one franchisee. We're going to take them through the process. Are you done with your operations manual?
Yes.
Is that something MSA did for you?
No, we did. When we contacted them, we were already ready with this.
Okay. So, just when you told me the numbers of your second store, that's why I'm telling you this. When you said the numbers that it's doing, the figures that it's doing, that's why I'm doing it. Because when you build a franchise, it has to do better than what you did before.
Right.
And when you're facing a challenge, that means you haven't faced any hurdles yet, so you have to go through that. So the demand is good. Demand is good. I mean, there are other things that you have to address, which we'll talk about.
We have 1 minute. I'll open it up to any of the other 2 panelists if they'd like to comment.
I was going to ask, do you track sort of how many people are repeat customers, and when people come back, do you find them coming back regularly? Because I think that's really important for your growth.
Yes, we actually also run some surveys online, and we get the feedback always with our customer. We have a growing email list, and we always run surveys with them and get their feedback.
And what is, do you have a net promoter score or something in terms of a satisfaction score of how much people like you or willing to recommend you?
Yes, I think if you check with Yelp or any food critics or any of these guys, we have nothing but only great response.
Yeah.
We don't have one single negative comment.
That's great.
Okay, thank you. You have to hit the button in the middle. Yeah.
Just a minor comment. For the actual logo, have you consulted with anyone on making that more appealing? Because
no.
it's kind of confusing with the O, and then you have the Mr. Potato, it looks like. So I'm just wondering if you're taking this to the next level. Some of these factors are very important in building a brand. So just from a branding perspective, have you
Very good
consulted with
point.
any professionals?
No, I did not. All what we are trying to do now, we're trying to lower our budget, then we can produce low-cost model.
Okay. Well, actually, can we go to closing remarks now? You have 1 minute, Tarek. And this is, presenters have to just zip it.
So, if I gather that this logo wasn't necessarily produced by a company, you guys did it yourself?
It's by a company. It's
Okay.
Just
All
listen to his advice.
So I know you better zip
Sure.
it. The non's going to come over. So I think you have an amazing concept. Okay, and the best part of it is that it's unique. Okay, you didn't try to do what others are doing. I think you need to get some depth in it, meaning maybe within that potato arena and the salad and everything. And the salad concepts in franchising are on a decline right now. They were doing great, salad work, salad creations, all those things aren't doing that good, but they had put all their eggs in one bowl,
Right.
So what you really need to focus on is making your business great. Now, one thing I read that you wrote, which hopefully is more your tradition and us being Muslim, where we tend to be modest, you wrote that in 5 years you want to do 35 stores. In 5 years, we had predicted about 35 or 50, but we did 500. It's
Great.
because we focused on just having great stores. So I think you should really focus on doing 1 or 2 great locations, great service, and I did not see what's unique about you. You have to figure out a niche of what's really unique about you.
Okay, thanks. I'll
Thank
conclude
you.
with 1 minute. I agree with Tarek. You're really onto something huge. And you really, even with us, Zafran, we tested with just 4 entrees. And every business I've built in food, you always want to really have the highest quality and start really small and build up from there. And I was really impressed that your margins only dropped 8% on the top line when you went to free range. You're obviously doing something right in terms of sourcing and costing and buying. So I think you have a good team. And in terms of attracting, one of your challenges you mentioned in your presentation was attracting the right franchise team, the right talent. You build that 1 or 2 successful units, you will attract them. It may take a little bit longer, but it's that embedded scale that you're working towards, almost like equity that you're building. Then when you start to grow and really expand it, it's going to be a lot easier. You're going to get better terms with their franchisees. You're going to also have better growth because you will have tested it for a couple of years. I think the potato is still controversial in terms of health. If I was you, I'd also look into other options like sweet potatoes and other items. Thanks.
Thank you.
Can we have a hand for
Appreciate it.